Hello and welcome to a summary of the YouTube videos already uploaded to my channel. This is by Max Lithgow and I am a UCLan student who is studying sports coaching and talent development. As you may have noticed with all my videos, they have all been around talent development and talent pathways. So video 1 is about the relative age effect. So the relative age effect is when a club considers an athlete's age, weight, height and body composition in order to group athletes when it comes to playing for a team. This is important as it makes sports more fair and competitive for young athletes, especially in contact sports where there is a risk of athletes getting injured whilst competing. It's especially common in martial arts where athletes are banded by weight rather than their actual age. Obviously, in martial arts, if an athlete is fighting someone who is 10 kg heavier than them, it may lead to them getting injured through not being able to cope with the force that they are getting hit with. Video 2 is focusing around early specialization. It focuses on the positives and negatives of early specialization. Early specialization is when an athlete focuses on one specific sport from a young age and learns to master the sport. It can have some bad impacts on the athlete, as it can lead to early drop-out from the sport, but it can also lead to athletes not being able to spend time with friends as they're focusing so much energy into that sport and therefore they're not able to have time to see friends. It can also be very costly to parents and they might not be able to fund the early specialization of the sport. It does have its advantages though, because learning a sport from a young age will give you an advantage over the competitors, especially if they have done what I'm going to discuss in a later video, which is talent transfer, which is actually where they specialize late in their sport and they may not have had time to master it like somebody who has specialised early in their sport. Video 3 is about the psychological aspects of sport. So it looks at aspects such as grit, which is the inner drive to succeed. This is where an athlete has a goal and no matter what is put in front of them, they will always strive and aim to reach that goal. This is especially important for an athlete, and in the video we'll look at the class of '92 and they face some challenges trying to break into that great Man United team of 1992, but they managed to get through it, and through getting through it they became one of the greatest teams and won major honours in their chosen sport, all because of grit. Video 4 is talent development environment. So it looks at the different environments across the world as we look at how countries push certain athletes into sport, and we use the example of Samoa being a big rugby country. And obviously being a big rugby country, some players may not make it, and this is where the NFL will look to take players from Samoa as they suit many positions in the NFL because of their size, weight, speed, agility. We also look at how young people from all over the world are pushed into sports through the environments and how it helps the sports to grow. So, for example, if we think more in the United Kingdom, England is a massive football country, so kids are pushed into football specifically. However, Wales is a massive rugby country, and children are pushed into rugby in Wales, which means that the sport of rugby grows ever more in Wales. Video 5, and this is the final video, is talent transfer. So it looks at how athletes transfer between different sports. It looks at how it can provide an extension onto a playing career when it looks like they're going to retire. An example of this, which we do explore in the video, is Petr Cech, who transferred from football to ice hockey. But it can also provide a new path for an athlete, especially if it looks like they may not make it in their chosen sport. So not all athletes will make it in one specific sport. An example of this is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who his chosen sport was kickboxing, and it looked like he weren't going to make it in kickboxing. Then he transferred into football and became one of the greatest players to ever go on the pitch. I hope you've enjoyed watching my YouTube channel, and I look forward to hearing some feedback. Thank you for watching.